Set it.
Okay, today I'm going to show you how to train your back and shoulders. They're good body parts to group together in a routine, so that's what we're going to take care of today. So I'm going to explain a couple things about back training to you. The back is made up of numerous muscles, but it can be divided down to 4 regions. So the 4 regions are the trapezius, which stretches from your neck down to your mid-back and is in the center. Your latissimus dorsi, which connects from here to here, right? So that's the lats. Upper back, which is underneath your armpit. So all the upper back muscles. And then lower back, spinal recta, which is here. So there's 4 regions that you should be doing at least 4 exercises to train each region. Back is really a very complex area. So in order to work it properly, you have to work it from different angles. So I'm going to show you some stuff you can do. So the first thing I recommend, actually I'm going to explain a couple things about that. Okay, so most of the back exercises are very limited, and here's why. Because your back is in the interior part of your body, and you're pulling weight towards you when you're doing most back exercises, you have to pull the weight for your hands, your forearms, your biceps, and your shoulders in order to get to your back. And the problem with that is these areas are smaller than your back muscles usually, and they're weaker. So for most people, your back won't really get that much of a workout. Your arms are going to shut down way before your lats. Now there's a way around that. By doing isolation movement first, you can pre-fatigue your back. So when you go to your compound exercises that involve like your rowing and your lat pull downs and your pull-ups, you'll pre-fatigue your back, and you can use your fresh muscles, your arms, to push your back to a greater level of fatigue. So that's an important thing to do. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Another thing is when you're training any back exercise, it's important to keep your back arched, or slightly arched. And back contracts fully in that position. When your back is rounded, your arms do the work. So that's important. So I'm going to show you the first exercise. First exercise is straight arm lat pull downs, and it's an isolation exercise. Excellent. An alternative would be like a machine pullover, but we don't have that here, and most gyms don't. So let me show you how to do that. Get that bar. Okay, here's what you want to do. You want to attach a straight bar. I usually like a small bar like this, and you want to attach it to the upper handle. Okay. All right, take the widest grip you can on the small handle, step back. Now just fall back away from the machine. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. What you're going to do is you're going to lean forward about this much with your head up and your back arch. Okay, from this position I'm feeling stretch underneath my armpits. Keep my arms relatively straight. I'm going to pull the bar down to my thighs. Hold it, squeeze, and then bring it up nice and slow. Alright? So 3 distinctive parts of the rep. Now, which is 1, hold it, which is 2, squeeze it, and then slow, which is 3. Alright? Just like this. Okay? When you pull for your lats, squeeze your lats at the bottom, and bring it up with your lats. Squeeze and release. What you want to avoid is rounding out and bouncing the weight around. When you do that, it becomes a whole different exercise, and it goes to other areas, right? And that's not what you want. It's not really about how much weight you use or how little weight you use. It's about doing the exercise properly. It's more important to do the exercise properly and then gradually get stronger over time as your body gets bigger and stronger. So the next exercise I'm going to recommend is a lat pull down exercise, okay? So let me show you let me explain that to you. Okay, so when most people do lat pull downs, they tend to do this grip right here, which is wide grip. Wide grip is really good for getting underneath the armpit, but if the lats connect all the way down here, right? So if you want to get lats, you actually got to use a closer hand spacing. And the reason for that is the lats actually, what their job is to pull your elbow close to your body, down and behind your body like this. When you're like this and you're wide, you're actually getting a more shallow range of motion. Like that, you're getting a more fuller range of motion. And if you actually wanted to stretch your lats, what would you do? You wouldn't stretch them like this. We can bring your arm across. So the closer the grip, the better stretch, and the fuller range of motion, and a better contraction of the body. So that's going to give you more complete lat development. The wide grip, like I said, is fine for the upper back, but there's better exercises. So I'm gonna switch that grip out. For this one. So this is a neutral grip handle right here. Perfect. Okay. All right, so pick a weight that's really, really heavy. So I'm gonna go with 75 pounds. Really heavy. Okay, so we're gonna get on the machine. Okay, remember what I said about arching? You want to arch your back. So this is your starting position. Back arch, not relaxed, but arch. What I normally do is just look straight up the cable, and that gives me automatic arch. In this position, pulling with my elbows, I'm gonna put my elbows down behind my body. Hold it, squeeze it, and slow. Right? Pull, squeeze your lats, hard, and then bring it up slow. Stretch, pull, squeeze, and then slow. And when you get to the top, don't fully relax. You know, always keep your lats engaged. So stretch your lats, but not your shoulder blades up. Okay? So from this position, and then down. Okay? And slow. So that's a really good secondary movement. Another option would be to do neutral grip or reverse grip pull-ups or chin-ups. Those are good exercises to do as your secondary movement. Okay, so what I normally do personally is go to a rowing compound exercise. Rowing exercises are just like, they're heavy hitters of training, you know? It's like your heavy bench press, your heavy deadlift, your heavy row. Will just give you overall mass. So let me show you how to do a good rowing exercise. We're gonna go over here. So you have a couple of options. Actually, we do it over here. So you do have a couple of options in terms of rowing. You can do T-bar rows, you can do one-arm dumbbell rows, you can do Yates rows. Usually I do those free, and I kind of alternate them. Or I alternate T-bar rows with Yates rows. T-bar rows are really good for getting, you know, your mid-back density. They also work a lot of other areas like your lower back, your traps, and your glutes. Yates rows are really good for getting deep into your lats, okay? So it really depends what you want. What I would recommend is you alternate them. So let me show you how to do that. So what you want to do is either take a reverse grip, or can you come over this side? Either reverse grip or palms facing back grip. I normally take a palms facing back grip, and that relatively close hand spacing, maybe about this far apart. Okay, lift the bar, clear the rack or whatever it is. Take a nice comfortable foot stance, with your feet underneath your hips, bend your knees a little bit, arch your back, bring the bar down to knee level. Keeping your head up, pull the bar into your hips, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then stretch. Pull, squeeze, stretch. Pull, squeeze, stretch. So if you notice, I'm not moving my body around. My body is rigid. And all I'm doing is pulling my elbows up, squeezing my lats, and then stretching. A lot of people kind of do this motion, and what they're doing is they're taking the stress off their upper back and they're putting it onto their lower back. You don't want to do that. A lot of people round out, they take stress off their back and put it onto arms. You don't want to do that either. So that's a good, like, really good compound general movement. After you do that movement, then move on to I normally move on to upper back movement to work the top ridge. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so let's get a little closer. All right, so pretty straightforward, you know. You have a couple options here. You can either use cable with a wide grip, you know, low cable roll with a wide grip bar, or you could use a seated machine like this, or you could even do a bent over roll with a wide grip. But basically what you're doing is you're pulling the bar, the handles, to your lower chest. And by doing that, keeping your elbows high, you're going to be contracting your upper back, okay? So let me show you how to do that. Okay, here you want to put enough distance so when you're leaning forward, you get enough stretch without the weight touching the stack, okay? Take a wide grip, sit in the machine, okay? Get a full stretch, bring your shoulder blades apart, bottom. And as I'm pulling them up, I'm gonna pull my elbows up, and I'm gonna squeeze my shoulder blades together at the top and arch my back. So watch. Hold, squeeze, and then slow, full stretch. power, hold, squeeze, and full stretch. And power back up, hold, squeeze, and then stretch. Common mistakes. Common mistake would be rounding out, dropping the weight down, pulling the weight back like this. These are common mistakes. And all these things, they take stress off your target. Especially as you're fatiguing in your set. A lot of people get sloppy. And it's important actually to maintain your form. It's actually the last couple of reps that make the major difference. When you start jerking around, you've done all the hard work, but you haven't picked up the paycheck because you're like almost there, and then you start moving around and taking it, you start putting on other areas. Your body doesn't want to go to failure, and it doesn't want to shut down. It doesn't really want you to change. You got to use your brain and your mind to overcome what your body wants you to do, which is not change, okay? So I'm going to show you one more movement for the back, and then we'll move on to shoulders. So for back, we have for your deadlift, for your lower back, we have a couple of options. Deadlift, some kind of bent knee deadlift, or rack pulls, which is it's like a partial deadlift. My recommendation for beginners is that you pull from the ground. You just do regular deadlifts, intermediates too. But as you get more advanced, then rack pulls is something you can try. I personally use rack pulls because they take my legs out of it and I can pull with my back. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, the first thing you want to do is set the pins. This is a little lower than I go. But you want to set the pins at knee level or just at chin level, okay? It's actually perfect for me. So, first thing you want to do is take a nice comfortable stance. Stance I recommend is a stance that if you jumped and you landed, it would give you a nice sturdy stance. That's the one you should take. Your feet will be in a nice comfortable position. Okay? You want to find the center of the bar. Okay, walk up on the bar. You know, you can use wrist wraps to lock into the bar short. Okay? Slide the bar, chest up. In this position, push your hip forward, straighten up, press your chest, keep your back muscles. And then release, touch, then drive. And then touch, and drive. Common mistakes are rounding out the back, like this. Just pull in with your legs. So those are common mistakes. You want to almost lean forward and then push your hips forward like that. That's low back. So those are really good back exercises. If you do those back exercises, you're gonna see great back results. Of course, your nutrition has to be on point, and there have to be other factors on point. Recovery has to be on point, and you need to make sure your form is correct, your rep tempo is correct. And these are all variables. I'm going to talk about them next time. Okay? So let's move on to shoulders. Let me show you how to do shoulders. Okay? Get started.